Jerry West, as you are shouting out, is the logo of the NBA. There he is. You can see it up there in the top left corner. That
Great
is
man.
based on him. He is the logo of the NBA. His family said in his statement that there will be no public memorial for the Hall of Fame player as per his wishes. He had been working as a consultant with the Clippers most recently, and he died on June 12th at the age of 86 years old. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jerry West. He was born in West Virginia, went to West Virginia University from 57 to 60, was the second overall pick in the draft by the Minneapolis Lakers. Catch that, Jimmy. Minneapolis Lakers.
Minneapolis Lakers.
The team relocated to Los Angeles, and he became a 14-time All-Star and won the 1972 NBA championship with the Lakers. He also was selected to the Basketball Hall of Fame 3 different times as a player and an executive. So not only did he win a championship as a player, he then went on, and if you've watched the show on HBO Max about the Showtime Lakers, you'll see him in there. He builds the Lakers, Showtime Lakers championship teams of the 80s. And then he goes on and he leads, and he's been all over. He's been in the executive office, and he's just had a overall great career. Now, Jimmy, I'm not going to ask the question I asked for Bill Walton, which is, was he a better player or a better broadcaster? That's not what I'm going to ask, although I could have. I'm just going to ask the question. Taking everything into account, is Jerry West one of the greatest contributors to the NBA ever?
Ooh, ever? I don't know, but I would say he is one of the best. You know, this is like the GOAT debate. The GOAT is debatable to say who has contributed the most or not. But I will say one thing about him. He is definitely a basketball brilliant mind, a basketball savant. I had the pleasure of meeting him many times and speaking with him, and the conversations that he has, is you realize that you're talking to a guy that has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to basketball, and his mental Rolodex that he could pull down, an encyclopedia kind of mind, is incredible. He, tell you can really differentiate between, players and errors and styles, and it makes you appreciate all of them at once. So he kind of reminds me of like Bo Schembechler at the University of Michigan. He was the same type of mind where he could tell you things about yourself that you forgot about. And, guys like that are just, a dime a dozen. I mean, not a dime a dozen. They're like 1 in a billion that, when you grace them, it's just something that you never forget.
I am going to say, I'm going to give sort of a cop-out answer like Jimmy just gave, right?
You always call my answers cop-outs. Those are real answers.
Look.
How is that a cop-out?
You said, well, I'm not going to say he's the greatest, but he's one of the greatest.
You can't, because you can't see. How can you call one person in an industry full of people the greatest? Like for instance, is Michael Jordan the greatest basketball player ever?
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, I can also say Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest basketball player to ever live.
I agree. I could say Shaq.
But that's my point. That's my point.
Player to live. You know who
you have other executives. You have other people. You have other coaches, players.
I won't say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player. That I will not say.
I agree. LeBron James is top 18 at best.
Yeah, listen to me, Jimmy. Here, all right. Jerry West is, and I'm gonna use your words here, is one of the greatest contributors. I'm gonna explain why, but could be the greatest, and that's why I posed the question. Why I think he could be the greatest, if I had to make the argument, is he was a great player who won a championship. Okay, that's number one. Number two as an executive, he built dynasties when there wasn't free agency and there wasn't all this other stuff. And he did it over and over and over again. And if you think
Great
it's
mind.
easy, ask Michael Jordan how easy it is to be a great player and then build a team. He sucks at that. The guy couldn't build a fantasy team on NBA 2K24. All right, with a limited salary cap. All right, so you've got this. So this is important, right? So you have to consider all of that. And then he was involved in the league, and he's on the logo. And what he did is just so so special and kind of so above. It doesn't mean Jimmy's right that he's the greatest, but he's certainly one of the greatest in contributions. So
Absolutely.
he will definitely be missed. And I will tell you that if you haven't watched the show that I referenced, I think it's the Lakers show. Jason Clark plays Jerry West, and he is fantastic in that role. I don't know if that's really what Jerry West is like, but he plays a great character in that show.
It is. It is
So
a great
Jimmy,
show.